Welcome to the Soul Shed. Here, simple stories open ancient doors. I am A. Denlin, light-bearer, keeper of stories, watcher of the inner flame. For those who feel lost, walk with me. Your soul already knows the way. Worn thin by time. A Soul Shed story. She did not remember when the days began to feel the same. Not identical, just worn smooth, like stones handled for too many years. Morning arrived without urgency. Evening came without ceremony. Somewhere in between, time passed through her instead of around her. The chair by the window had become her place. Not chosen. Claimed by repetition. The cushion dipped where her body always settled, a quiet record of her continued presence. It knew her shape better than mirrors ever had. It did not ask her to sit straighter, or smile, or be anything other than what remained. Outside, the world carried on with a confidence she no longer recognized. Cars passed. Voices rose and fell. Laughter drifted in from somewhere she was not invited to. It all sounded distant, as though she were listening through a wall that had thickened over the years. She watched the light move across the room. Morning light was thin and pale, hesitant, like it was unsure she still belonged to it. Afternoon light lingered a little longer, warming the dust and faded furniture. By evening, the shadows grew long and familiar, stretching across the floor like they had nowhere else to be. Time had been patient with her. That was the cruelest part. It had not taken everything at once. It had not shattered her or made a scene of its work. Instead, it visited daily, quietly, and removed things so gently she barely noticed they were gone until she reached for them. Strength, purpose, the expectation of being needed. People had once filled this room. Their voices used to overlap. Cups had been set down and lifted again. Questions were asked. Answers mattered. Now the room held only the echo of those years. A faint impression in the air, like warmth after a fire had gone out. She did not feel abandoned in a dramatic way. There was no single moment she could point to and say, that was when it happened. Loneliness had crept in the way age does, slowly, inevitably, without asking permission. It sat with her now, close but not cruel. A companion she never invited, but no longer resisted. It did not speak. It did not demand anything. It simply stayed. Sometimes she thought about the person she used to be, not with longing exactly, more with confusion. That version of herself seemed like someone she once knew rather than someone she had been. She wondered where that woman had gone and whether she would recognize the one sitting here now. Her hands rested in her lap, thinner than they used to be, veins visible. Skin marked by years of weather and work and worry. These hands had held other hands once, had soothed, had been reached for. Now they rested, empty, waiting for nothing in particular. She did not cry often. Tears felt like a luxury, something reserved for moments of sharp pain, not the slow erosion of everything familiar. Sorrow had settled too deeply for that. It lived in her bones now, heavy and unmovable. The clock on the wall ticked steadily, unconcerned with how long the hours felt. Each second was placed carefully after the last, as if time itself was proud of its consistency. Poor Père. She watched it without resentment. Arguing with time had exhausted her years ago. The lamp stayed on longer than necessary. Turning it off felt like admitting the day was over, and she was not ready for another ending. Even small endings required more energy than she had left. She was not waiting for anyone. She knew that now. The sound of the door no longer stirred hope in her chest. The phone could ring, without startling her. Acceptance had arrived quietly, like everything else. And yet, she remained. Not out of bravery, not out of faith, not because she believed something better was coming. She remained because she was still here, and leaving required a decision she did not yet have the strength to make. Time had worn her thin, but it had not erased her. Not completely. So she sat, holding the hours as they passed through her, one by one, letting them take what they wanted, offering no resistance, worn thin by time, still breathing, still present, still somehow here. Thank you for listening to The Soul Shed. Until next time, take care of your light. And when it feels dim, come back. We'll be here. Because the soul remembers what the mind forgets.